What is going on, guys? Mark McQueen here. So what we're going to be discussing today is how total volume is what counts and not volume in one set. Okay, so what I mean by this is I still hear so much people talking about how to train for muscle hypertrophy or hypertrophy, however you want to say it. You need to do high reps in a set. Okay, so you need to do sets of 10 reps, so on and so forth, to stimulate maximal hypertrophy. Now the thing is that although volume is key, it is overall slash total volume that is key to achieving muscle hypertrophy. So one of the key components is having high volume during your workouts to stimulate maximal hypertrophy, but it is not in one set. So let me just quickly give you an example. Let's say you are squatting 100 kilos, okay, and you do 10 sets of 3 with 100 kilos. So each working set, you are going through 300 kilograms of weight, yeah? Got it? So then if you're to do 10 sets of that, well, 10 times 300, let's get the calculators out, 10 sets times 300 is 3,000, okay? So you've got a 3,000 kilogram workload, overall workload on your squats. Let's say you do that 3 times a week. That is a 9,000 kilogram total workload over the week on squats. See that math? See that math up there? Right? Okay. Now let's say you were to spin that around and you were to do only sets of 10 and reach 9,000 kilos worth of total volume over the week while doing sets of 10. Now at the end of the day, you at both ends of the spectrum, doing high reps or doing low reps, you still hit 9,000 kilos worth of total overload volume. So it has the exact same effect on hypertrophy because the volume is the exact same. So although hitting higher reps makes it easier to obtain overall higher volume, it doesn't necessarily mean that you still can't reach the same amount of workload through lower reps, higher intensity or higher weight, if that makes sense. So you get it? So that is what I kind of want to touch on, because I see so much people talking about how you must always train to fail and have high workload, and each set must be to 10 to 15 reps, and if you're doing anything below 5 reps you're not stimulating hypertrophy and you're only working your nervous system and all this, and it just fries my brain, and it just is not true. It is all about total workload. It is not about what you do in one set. Get this stigma out of your head. It is not what you do in one set, people. It is what you do as your total workload. Think of the example I used. It doesn't matter how you reach that workload. If you reach 9,000 kilos worth of work, and that's not a lot of workload at all, that is just an example. 9,000 kilograms of workload isn't actually a lot. Okay, but if you reach 9,000 kilograms of workload by hitting triples, or you hit 9,000 kilograms worth of workload from hitting sets of 10, it's the exact same workload, therefore it's going to have the exact same stimulus and it's the same volume, so you've reached the same amount of muscle hypertrophy. It's the exact same thing, and like I said, although it is much easier to obtain that workload with higher reps, it doesn't mean that it's more optimal and you can't be done with lower reps. So please get this stigma out your head that the only way to gain size is to do it through high reps. And I mean, let's think about this things as well, right? Let's not even go by science, okay? Let's not go by science. Let's not go by calculating overall workload, this, that, and the next thing. Let's go by practical. People that have put into practice. Let's look at Eric Lillibridge, for example, yeah? Right, let's look at Eric Lillibridge. Now, a lot of the training, although he doesn't post up all the training he does, I've read his ebook and I know the kind of training he does, and they don't do that. They don't tend to really go that high reps. They tend to train in a lower rep range, okay? And look at the size of him. He's like 308 pounds, 300 pounds, and he's got visible abs. So he's weighing over 300 pounds with visible abs. He's huge, and I know people are going to comment down below going, oh, Eric Lillyridge is on steroids and I said, shh, be quiet, just shush, don't talk about that. No one wants to hear that stuff. Let's even use me for example. 6'2", weighing in about 240 pounds. Okay, now my main focus and what I tend to work through is lower weights. Lower weights? Keep this real, I'm not going to cut that. Lower reps, higher weights. Okay, so I have a, right? That's what I generally work through. Although I do go through higher reps, the bulk of my training is in lower rep ranges. Now, although I am not massive, I have got consistently bigger while doing that. Okay, so think about it both ways. Look at the people that train with lower rep ranges and higher weights. They're massive, they're huge. Think about it. If you put 600 pounds on your back, how can you, and you can squat it, how are you not going to have a lot of muscle? Think about it. Think about it realistically. If you can literally squat 600 pounds, how are your quads and glutes and hamstrings not going to be massive? How is your thoracic, how is your upper back and your lower back and your core, how are they not going to be big? Explain that to me. Unless you're literally a 1 in a billion people that has just the most, like Richard Hawthorne, that has the freakiest genetics possible. You're not one of them, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay, so that is literally what I want to discuss in today's video. Total workload is what counts, not total workload in one set. Total workload over your training sessions, literally. So that is what I want you to adopt. Think about it that way. It's not as what you achieve in one working set. The workload is what you achieve in all of your combined sets, okay? So I hope this has been informative, guys. I hope you've learned something. I hope you start putting this into practice and stop thinking that every single rep and set needs to go to 10 reps to hit muscle hypertrophy, okay? So as always, make sure you like, comment down below, let me know what you think. If you're new to the channel and you like what you saw, then hit that subscribe button, guys, for more. And as always, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.
Would you ever forget anything you know? Take a chance to step outside